friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and I'm here with my friend Lala to talk to you about a book that is really unique, super special, and one that I am just really hyped to be able to share with you today. So the reason why I picked this book up in the first place is because of the cover. The vibes just totally drew me in. I thought it sounded really interesting and exciting, and I knew I had to read it right away. And I was not disappointed because it was a really fun book and interesting in a lot of ways that I was not expecting at all. So the reason I'm talking with you guys about it today is because I think it's a perfect book to read this spooky season. So Halloween is next week, right? It is not a book that I think is primarily like a spooky book, although there are definitely some spooky parts in it. I think one of the things that makes this book so interesting and exciting is because it has a lot of different genres kind of all mashed together, which makes it a very fun read. So the book I'm talking about is called Welcome to Fear City, and this is by Dvojack. Welcome to Fear City. So you can see this like old retro vibe to the cover, right? It looks just very much like an old school horror story, like a horror movie or a horror book. And that was what drew me in. I'm always looking for spooky books during spooky season to read and enjoy and share with you guys. And I was really blown away by how much more this book contained in it. Now, don't be daunted by the size. It is a very thick book. It's almost 450 pages, but there's a reason for that. There is a lot going on in the story. So this book takes place in 1977, and it takes place in New York City. So yes, technically this is historical fiction as well. So you've got historical fiction right there. You definitely can see the spooky vibes from it, so it's got some horror to it too. But this book is also, and I would even say primarily, a mystery. So the main character of this book is a girl named Sylvie, who has this really unique ability. So this ability is that when she touches a building, she can see the history of that building. So almost like she can see the ghosts all around her of things that have happened in the building. So for example, if she were to go and touch like an old railway station place, she would be able to see all the passengers and see everything that happened inside that building. Okay, so this is a really unique ability that she's had ever since she was a child. Now, she is 17 years old. She just graduated from high school with her two best friends, and she is looking forward to a summer filled with dancing, because that is another really interesting thing that this book talks a lot about, which is dance, particularly women in dance. And because Sylvie, dancing is her passion, it's her life, it's what she's loved since she was little. And this summer, though, everybody is a little bit on edge because of the 44 caliber killer. There's this serial killer out who is shooting down young women. So Sylvie's parents are a little bit alarmed. Her friends are a little bit at ease. But Sylvie is trying to take that all in stride. Until one day, she sees the death of this young woman happen in front of her eyes that no one else can see, but it's without having touched a building. So she would expect to see it if she touched something and saw that this happened, but it's not. She's just walking down the street, and this girl keeps dying right in front of her over and over again. Obviously, this is very unnerving for her, so she has to try to figure out multiple things here. First and foremost, who is this girl? Why did she die? Who killed her? Why is Sylvie seeing this without touching any buildings? Is this related to her power, or is it something altogether different? And why her, basically? Why is she the only one that can see it? And as she is trying to unravel this mystery, she gets into a little bit of the history of not just the streets that she's grown up on and lives on, but of New York City itself. So this book is definitely a big love letter to New York City, I would say, to the city, to the 70s, to what growing up in the 70s was like for teens. This book goes into a lot of that, which I thought was fascinating, because a lot of times with books that are horror related, or that in that genre, they don't really focus too much on that aspect of the story, like developing the scene, right? And this book did, and it was absolutely incredible. I also really loved Sylvie as a protagonist. I thought she was very interesting and fun. I liked her personality. I loved that she was so passionate about dancing. And I was really drawn in, not just by the spooky aspects of the book, honestly, but also because of the mystery aspect of it. I was really, really interested in finding out what happened to this girl. Why did she keep seeing her die? So I think that this is a really great book if you love historical fiction, if you're interested in learning about New York City in the 70s. If you love mystery novels, I think you're going to really be up for this one. And if you love spooky books, I think that there is so much to love here. So don't miss this. If you want to read it this spooky season, it's a great time to do it. If not, it's a great time to read it anyway. Welcome to Fear City. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that this book sounds really fun and interesting, and you're excited to read about it. If so, please feel free to come and check it out from Farmington Community Library. It is available there. And also, thank you so much for watching, friends. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.